Welcome back to my channel, friends. Notary certificates, and not like notary certificates, like the notarial certificates, like certifications, basically like the NNA, others that you've seen created by other notaries. Do you need them? Do you need them? I'm caught in the middle. I am at a double-edged sword with this. So take what you will from this. A part of me says, yeah, I took courses, mentorships, not for their certificates, for the education, right? When I took a loan signing course, right, it taught me the documents. It taught me, it taught me the loan documents, which I feel like is the biggest thing, right? And just knowing what they are. Of course, not the in-depth, because that's for an attorney, that is for, or the numbers, that is for their mortgage lender, but I knew where to find certain things and what most people care about, and that's going to be, right, your mortgage rate, your interest rate, your loan amount, how much you're paying every month, and then of course that cash to close. All of those numbers need to be the same. Now when someone's like, oh well, what's this, I paid my home insurance up front, or why am I paying this seller this for their taxes? I do know the answers to those questions because I'm also a realtor, but in the beginning I definitely like didn't know. I'm like, you're gonna have to call someone from your team, your attorney, your lender, your title company, whoever. You're going to call someone for that team. And even now, although I know why, I can't really tell them why. I always still suggest, like, hey, like, call the title company, call your lender. I do know why some things look a certain way, but I don't know that person's situation, right? So I can't tell them necessarily why even then. Anywho, the point is, I learned the loan documents, how to go through them, the basics of what documents are, which got me pretty far, right? Like the note is your promise to pay. People are mostly Gucci with that answer. Every now and again, someone wants something like super in depth and you got to call somebody. That's out of my wheelhouse as a notary. This is your note. This is your promise to pay. Double check your loan amount, interest rate, and your first payment is currently first payments are September 1st. Your first payment is September 1st. And that's it. We call it a day. When they want something more in depth, you can, number one, read it yourself. Number two, call someone from your team. I cannot advise on those things. Anywho, the loan signing course helped me do that. Now, of course, I got a certificate at the end, and they're on my notary profiles for working with signing services. So in that aspect, yes, I think that you do need them, because some signing services are looking for that. They're looking to see if you took the time to get trained. They're looking to see, hopefully, you know something. And sometimes people take a training and didn't learn anything. They don't know anything. So sometimes that still doesn't really matter, but it gives you a chance. I've had like people call me, ask me questions to even know, like, if I was new, they would ask me questions before I went on my first loan signing. Literally asked me about like certain loan documents, which was like the mortgage, the note. What else did they ask me about? The loan application, the 1003, I got asked about those things. Like, did I know them? Where should they initial? Those type of questions. And I knew the answers to the questions because I took a loan signing course, but they didn't necessarily care about what training I took, who it came from. Because it's one, it was listed. Two, like I did take the NNA certification because for the signing services, they did care. However, when I pivoted to working less with signing services, attorneys, title companies, none of those people cared, right? Like none of them, or even the direct clients, the end users, the clients who find me on Google, my general notary work, none of them cared. Some people do ask me like, hey, are you a real notary? And I'm like, you can look me up. Which I've had people look me up to make sure that I'm a real notary, which is fine. It's their right to do so. But in terms of again, the attorneys, title companies, real estate agents, none of them looked up to see if I had any of these certificates. And I'm not going to name drop because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm coming for them, because that's not what I'm doing. Because I partook in some of these courses created by other notaries, and I think that that's a great thing to do. I've taken the NNA. I still do. I battle with it sometimes because I'm like, I'm mainly direct now. I don't really work with a lot of signing services anymore, just because can't afford me, can't pay my rate. I value myself and what I do and what I bring to the table more than anything. I don't mind helping people out because I do know some signing service owners, or I have worked with some for a long time. So I'll still do business with them because they pay on time, they pay what I ask for. And if things goes awry, like, I know I'm going to get my bread. I know that they're going to, again, pay for my time if things go awry, such as printing the wrong docs out, doc changes, waiting for documents, waiting with clients. I remember one time, basically, I waited with a client for a day and a half to do a closing, and I got paid for that time. Some signing services won't even do that for you. Oh, well, too bad, buddy. And those are people that I'm going to work with, people that don't value my time. And that's what happens sometimes when you're working with signing services. So that's why I say it's a double-edged sword, because as I pivot to getting my own clients, having my own business, having my own business relationships, my own direct accounts that call me and book me regularly. Now I have an estate planning attorney, which I've been trying to manifest that for the last few years, really like the last year. That was something that I wanted to do, really pivot into the estate planning. No one asked me for certain certifications. I also never took a course for estate planning either. Did I know what the documents were? Yes. Did I do my research? Did I study? Yes. But is anyone asking me for a certain type of certification? No. I think there's also here in New Jersey, to get a gun, you need that document notarized. I didn't need any training for that. To also open up what are they called? Dispensaries. I didn't need to take a training for that. From where I'm sitting right now, a dispensary that I literally notarize every single one of their documents, I didn't need to take a training for that. I just knew what I needed to do as a notary, right? Does it have the notary certificates on here? Oh, it doesn't? Okay, we add the notary certificates on them. The client chooses, not me. And she got her smoke shop open. She got her dispensary. It's literally, it's on the block. If you're watching this and you're in Jersey City, check out Lady L. My favorite dispensary. And I think it's cute that I had a hand in helping that get open, right? Like anything that she needed to be notarized. And she's my first repeat client. Anywho, no one asks for a certification for those things. So double-edged sword. I do think that you should invest in your business, right? So that means taking classes, courses, mentoring. If you get a free mentor, I think that's great. But I also think that you should pay people for their time. People have lives. People are busy. They have a lot going on. And there's so many questions that people have to ask or want to ask for, again, free game. But I think that, you should pay someone for their time. If you can't, I think that's okay. There's so much great and free information on YouTube. I have a combination of my YouTube education, and even when I paid mentorships or took webinars especially, I ask questions. Some people will pay for something and not ask any questions, but they have a lot of questions. No, I'm not doing that. I don't care. I'm here. I paid money, and I don't care if I paid $25 or $200 for a webinar, for a course. When I have access to that person, you better believe, I'm writing down my questions and I'm asking them all at the end. And if I have questions before I even entered, I'm asking them all at the end. I paid for this. I'm going to ask my questions. But so many people will pay for things and be afraid to ask questions. You can't want to run a business and be afraid to talk to people. I know that's really hard as an introvert, but you're going to have to talk to people. I know. I hate it myself. I get drained all the time. You think I wanted to film this video right now? No. I've been so tired, so just like not in the mood, but here I am filming this video. So do you need them? Is it going to get you more business? I don't think it's going to get you more direct business. It's definitely going to help you get business in terms of working with signing services, collaborating with other notaries, because it does give some sort of confidence that you likely know what you're doing, right? They saw that you took your NNA essentials, they saw that you took a loan signing course or an estate planning course, it's going to give that signing service owner, who's likely also a fellow notary, that you know what you're doing. But in terms of getting your own direct business from attorneys, for me, I just did a video of my experience, not your experience. I've never been asked for that. I've never been asked for training from any of my direct clients. And I've become for some of my direct clients, their go-to notary. There's a signing in my area, I'm the first on the list. And then sometimes I got to go out even further, but they know I'm going to get it done and it's not going to be a problem. But no one has ever asked me for any certifications that I do have. They're not posted anywhere for like on my website, anything like that. It hasn't helped me get any direct business. So I think that if you become a notary, I do think that you should know what you're doing. I say it 1,000 times. Please know your basics. The documents don't really matter. You need to know how to fill out your notary certificates. That's really what matters for you in this business. And so make sure you know what you are doing as a notary. And in most cases, you're going to be Gucci. When there are directions, follow the directions. Follow directions, know what you're doing, and you will likely be fine. So I think that if you are just going to go straight direct, which not a lot of people do, but I know some people get out there, get their certificate, get their commission and go straight guerrilla door knocking, meeting people and saying, hey, I'm a notary. But again, when you get those opportunities, you gotta know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing when you do it that way. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything wrong getting those certificates, starting out with the signing services. I like to call it cutting your teeth, right? Getting that experience. And then once you're ready to be like, hey, like I've done cutting my teeth, working with the signing services. By the time I started marketing direct, I already got to say I've done over 600 closings. So I think that also helped me a lot. Like my certifications didn't matter because I already had 600 closings under my belt. So obviously I do know what I'm doing, but I wouldn't have gotten those 600 opportunities prior to going direct without having some of these certifications. So again, double-edged sword. Do you need them for direct business? For that, I have my experience. I have not needed them. No one has ever asked. No one has cared. But when it came to me working alongside another notary, helping them in their signing services, doing that, yes, it has got me more business. So do what you will with that. You can start out with the signing services, cut your teeth, get experience, but I don't think that should be your entire life. I did not quit my job. I don't know about y'all. I did not quit my job as being a teacher that I had to get a whole degree for to continuously work for someone else or feel like I work another job. Right? No shade, no tea. I didn't, working for signing services, I compare to working for like Uber or DoorDash. No shade, no tea, not a problem. However, I didn't do that to basically work for someone else my whole life, right? You're working for Uber or you're working for these signing services all the time and only that. If that's what your market is like, then that's what your market is like. But that's not what my market is like. I get tons of direct business. But again, the experience is what got me that direct business. I can talk forever about this, but I won't because some of y'all probably won't even get this far. But if you did, thank you for watching. If you got this far, put a purple heart in the comments. Prove to me you made it to the end. I would really appreciate that. Thanks. Like, subscribe, share with a notary friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.